anh Nam Quang rồi.
Bên Cali thì thắng hết á, bởi vậy nghe.
Bên Cali,
bên Cali thì thắng hết, cho nên cũng đỡ. Dạ, may mắn.
Đó là một tin vui, thì nhưng mà anh Hồng Cao lại thua, cũng đau lòng.
Ok anh, bây giờ em đang có cái buổi lễ ở đây, cho nên là em nói chuyện với anh sau. Và ngày 29 tháng 1 nhớ về ngày 29 tháng 1 nha anh. Ok.
29 tháng 1 Trương bận rồi, có chung chuyện cho nên không đi được.
Ok.
Sorry Giang Tỷ. Rồi có gì cứ take care Giang Tỷ nha.
Ok, ok.
Thăm má của Giang Tỷ nha.
Rồi, thank you anh. Rồi có gì mình nói chuyện sau. Dạ.
Nói chuyện sau.
Thank you. Dạ. Hello chị, giỏi quá ta. Tới đúng giờ giỏi vậy ta.
Hello, good morning. My name is
Đây, mình đã khánh thành nơi đây là những cái...
okay, let me go and get it. Thank you.
Dạ, chị... thì em cũng có cái... Hello, how are you? Yes, I see you invite me. That's why I so happy.
With the
And
group
then I
did, the
come,
group did.
all my group, and then
I see you. I see you.
thank you. Yeah, mình gặp những người mà họ có mời bên anh Thư tới đây, cho nên là mình mới my group is anh Thư Khoa, Đài volunteer. Yeah, we do all the things Vietnamese group and Vietnamese community. Yeah, that's why they invite me here. That's why I tell all the Vietnamese come over. Yes. Thank you. Thank you for coming. You too. Yeah, I think my day have the name in here too. Yeah, he on restaurant Vietnam. Yes. Yeah, he passed already.
There you go.
You know. Yeah.
Bye, everybody.
Yeah, all my people they come. Yeah, they saw my group.
I see, yes.
Yeah.
I know.
Thank you. Thank you.
No point. No point.
Beautiful. How beautiful. You beautiful.
Đây nè anh chị, đó, mấy chị, các chị cũng đã tới rồi đây, đó, thấy không? Hi.
Can you tell us
We need
something about the memory
video.
when
And,
you participate in the army?
Yeah. Pen bao nhiêu một cái pen này? 5 đồng. Lấy một cái đi. Em đi lại với chị sao?
I'm gonna get 2 more.
Okay.
Oh, that's fine. That's 2. So this is
Ở đây họ có bán rất là nhiều cái pin anh chị. Ok, đây. Của cái tượng đài này, cho nên là mình mua ủng hộ, có 5 đồng một cái thôi anh chị nha. Đeo vô luôn không? Dạ. Không? Chị rút ra rồi nó chạy.
chị rút ra chị bật.
Chắc quá ha.
Vậy mà không nhớ.
Yeah.
It's like Daddy comes in.
Yeah, just a shirt.
What brand is that?
Yeah, it was my
Really happy everything fell into place. That was what I was the most scared of. I went out there and
Mai Khanh, chụp giùm em tấm.
Nhờ ông bắt anh kìa. Anh bắt anh bắt. You want to come in? Yeah.
there you go.
Yeah, there you go.
That's beautiful. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Ready? 1, 2, and okay.
Cảm ơn.
No problem.
Em coi cho chị nha.
I think I'm done with beautiful.
Ready? 1, 2, and 3. One more. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, right here. 1, 2, and 3.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how you doing?
Good, thank you. Thank you for come today.
Oh, yeah, thank God I can make it.
Hello chị Thảo, khỏe không? Chị, đứng vô mình chụp một tấm chung đi. Đứng vô mình chụp một tấm chung đi. Kêu Mai Khanh. Nè con set up á, con set up 10 second, đứng vô đi.
Khanh, tới chụp chung.
Hello. Can we take the picture with you? Can you stand? Yeah. Looks so good. I set up 10 seconds and then I send to you later.
Chị vô được không?
Được, vô chị, vô. Thầy đứng vô liền giùm con thầy, đứng vô. Okay, 10 minutes.
Oh wow. Hey Frida, all these stories.
Oh, I was about to start.
Okay. Yeah, sure. Okay.
I send to you. You have, sir?
Gotta move it too fast.
Dạ em tự theo cái cục kia cha mà chơi rì giòn chị biết cha đó không? Cha đó đó hả? Đất lan này đó. Mình tưởng thôi nói bây giờ là nó ra đó.
Ai vô chụp với con không? Con Trứng chụp một mình nha. Không biết là có quá không? Ok.
Quay thêm xí này. Quay chụp với kỹ cá. Đường bấm quay á hả? Bấm rồi thấy không? Ok. Hả? 6 đừng có chê nha.
Rồi, 2, 3.
Nó lại ngã nha.
Rồi, đang quay mà. Em đang quay này rồi quay đó một chút nữa.
Thì mình đâu biết con cá nhiều khi dung.
Em bấm chị rồi, bây giờ vô nha. Em bấm em vô đó. Em có gửi nhắn cho chị mời cái ngày 29 tháng 1 á.
Bây giờ xuống về rồi chị biết học. Tôi có chị
Ok.
chị về chị.
Rồi bên Hồng
Sure, I'll be glad to take the picture.
Ông kia mất
hả? Rồi, bấm rồi. Ok.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how about you?
You want me to count?
Để em quay những cái tên nè.
Okay, over here. 1, 2, 3.
Hey, yes, sir.
1, 2, and 3. Beautiful.
Thank you.
Cái bảng này là những người
Trên đài có quay mình không Tiện?
hả?
Trên đài có quay mình.
Có. Em coi. Hả? Đây là những người đã mất. Nãy giờ không chụp, chị cứ lo chị chụp của mình chị không à. Chụp chung thì lo chụp trước rồi mình chụp một mình sau. Em đang kiếm mấy cái tên.
That's what they are. They're just coconut farm.
Hello. Hello anh. Yeah. Tấm hình này đẹp quá. Ok. Mình chụp tấm hình này nha.
I'll stand over at this side and you could just get that angle. Yeah. Wait, she's still taking.
Oh, it's okay. You can do it.
I just wanted the
Yeah, I set up 10 seconds. That's why they take by themselves. Cái bức hình này đẹp lắm nè chị. Đứng vô đi. Cổ đi ra rồi đứng vô. Rồi em vô đó. Okay.
Okay, just
By herself.
by herself.
Yeah. Mai Khan. Qua đây anh. Đây đấy nè. Đó, xung quanh ở đây nè. Ok. Hả? Yeah. Thì mình chờ họ ra đã rồi mới vô.
Chị ơi, tập trung đi.
Anh Phúc, lại đây chụp tấm hình.
Chị ơi.
Chung.
Nguyên nhóm Việt Nam mình giấu hết luôn.
Hả?
Nhờ hai nhóm gì rồi mà thấy người Việt Nam mình đông vui.
Cho nhóm tụi em cái nữa chứ.
Chọn cái riêng đi rồi vô chung. Đâu có sao đâu.
Tí nữa mẹ gọi lại nhé.
Đi vô đi.
Hey guys.
Oh yeah. There you go. I mean 7.
Ok, một tấm riêng xong rồi mấy chỉ vô luôn. Rồi, đứng vô đi. Tranh thủ nhanh lên, tới giờ á. Rồi đứng vô. Anh lên anh, chị Lily lên chị. Chụp chung một tấm hình chung together. Chị vô. Ok. Chị.
Ngớ nè.
One more.
Bấm chụp phải không? Rồi 1, 2, 3, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, ready. Rồi. Tiến Hà tới rồi.
Còn ai nữa chưa có không? Mình có đông đủ rồi phải không?
Nhu không có đi ha.
Không biết. Đang chụp kiểu.
Chụp nhìn xuống nữa.
Đang chụp kiểu.
Bấm lên đi.
Chị nhờ ai bấm đây chị? Em đang quay rồi, em không có bấm đâu. Em quay tùm lum mà. Rồi chị em nhảy vô với chị thì được. Chứ còn mà em quay vừa 2-3 channel lận mà. Kìa anh Phúc kìa. Anh đứng vô, em chụp. Thầy đứng vô, thầy con chụp ở đây tấm hình. Anh đứng vô. Thầy nhìn đây thầy. Can you look in here? We have.
They're all wearing the blue polo that is. Would you mind if I could,
Dạ, tại vì nóng quá nó không có ấy mình nữa nhưng mà có hình rồi.
Đúng rồi vậy đó. Từ từ sau đó thì ở lại mình cứ quay cho bà đi á, bà được tôi đang ngay bà kêu cái đầu nha.
Nóng quá.
Nóng quá hả?
Dạ.
Nóng quá, nóng quá. Con này về lúc này tốt.
Lúc nào cũng tốt.
Bây giờ mới chú bị thầy cô bị thời gian nữa.
Lúc nào cũng tốt hết trơn.
Rồi.
Chú biết nè phải không chú?
Chú mới nhìn thấy.
Thôi tại vì giờ chú mới nhìn thấy.
Chú bắt
Chứ tốt từ hồi xưa giờ rồi chú ha.
Chú bắt đuôi, chú mới lô cơm.
Lóc cường. Chú này.
Chú bắt lô cơm mắt không thấy.
Giang tỷ là tốt từ xưa giờ rồi, phải không chú?
Chú chết cái thấy, bây giờ mới thấy.
Bây giờ mới thấy.
Lô cơm mới thấy. Này. Nha chị,
Dạ.
luộc cơm rồi á.
Lót cơm rồi hả?
Hốc nè này, luộc cơm rồi, thấy để tốt rác cũng cứng.
Đó. Đây là anh chị thấy không? Hả? Quay đi. Ủa? Chuẩn bị cái buổi lễ rồi đó, mình phải vô bên trong á. Chuẩn bị buổi lễ rồi, vô bên trong á chú. Đi chú, đi vô mấy chị.
Chúng tôi gửi ủng hộ rồi.
Dạ. Đi vô. Tới giờ vô. Chị Quế. Đi ra xong.
You're not gonna believe what he told me.
Go ahead. Share.
Đây mình ở sau nha anh chị. Hết ghế rồi, mình đứng đi. Coi cái nè cái ghế trắng kìa, con ngồi đi, qua đi. Con ngồi đó đỡ đi không?
How many scholarships have you guys
Được, chỗ người ta đứng, chỗ người ta đứng.
Thì em để lên cao.
just found the kids here? Oh, good. Well, that's one thing that you're doing.
Where's he at? Oh, he's over there.
Chị Quế.
You gonna be right here?
Quế đây nè. Cái vậy đó đó. Có cái ghế đó. Cái đó ngồi đi. Đó có ghế đó. Đi lên hàng trên. Mới ngồi được.
Oh, you were looking for a better
Hello chị.
Okay, good.
Hả? Em kiếm không có.
Okay.
Đó, qua ngay cái ghế. Thì là đây nè, đây có một cái nè.
Oh, you want to... Okay, okay. That's good. What was what's college year? Your age? Oh, you got to do it. Okay.
I have to bring Jimmy for you. You said you don't want to pick him up.
What are you up to? You don't even answer your phone.
Oh, Jimmy had it. That's a really good because you do have to find where you park at. You found a perfect park. You were the first one.
All right, everybody, please be seated. Thank you very much. Take your phones. Please take your cell phones and turn them to silent.
Silent, yes. Silent. Put the silent, please.
If you have a cell phone, please turn it off. I'll turn the ringer to silent.
Đó, chị phải để xuống dưới này. Đúng rồi.
Không khó chịu.
Trên đó là đương nhiên người Mỹ mà.
Mà ông thấy mình đang chỉnh máy, mình chưa có xong á. Mà trả lại cho cự vậy. Khó chịu.
Yes, sir ma'am. Họ là như
Cái ông
thế
nào mà để
đấy.
ngay giữa thì
Bởi vậy, để mà không có máy. Em đang muốn hỏi nè.
kỳ chắc cái của thị trưởng á.
Who does
Thank you
camera?
very much. We're about to start. If I could please have your attention.
Yes.
Not come to attention, just have your attention. This has been a love affair, combat brother to combat brother and sister
Thank you.
for a long time. A long time. These men have carried the burden of their lost brothers in combat in Vietnam
Thank you. Thank
in
you.
their hearts and in their souls, and sometimes the stress of it can wear down the body. Our country wasn't polite to these veterans. They didn't get a ticker tape parade in New York like Desert Storm. They didn't get a parade through downtown Houston like when the Iraq War ended. Instead, they got filed. They had people that couldn't understand the difference between the soldier and the political war that the government puts us in. And instead, they took it out on their neighbors and their kin. This is a small way that we've been able to come together with the help of the city of Houston, Harris County, foundations, everyday people, soldiers, retirees, one-termers, combat soldiers, non-combat soldiers, their families, and the families of those who have lost a relative who's on this world. It is a solemn and important occasion that we shall long remember with pride for the small part that we are playing They're better at this than we actually pay them. We are assembled here to pay tribute to the men and women of our community who have served in our United States Armed Forces. Our neighbors fought for the defense of this country and for the preservation of our way of life. We are particularly honoring the 544 service members who gave their lives in Vietnam during that conflict and war. These men and women are worthy of recognition than mere words or markers. The sacrifices they made and the deeds they performed shall be written in history and shall remain alive in our memories for generations to come. We built this monument specifically to last for generations and generations and generations to come. We express sincerely our pride and the gratitude for the task these 544 service members performed. At this time, I would like the color guard to present the colors. Please rise. At this time, we will remain standing. Our chaplain will open us with an opening prayer. Chaplain Folks, please come up. Came all the way from Rico. And following that, we will remain standing for the national anthem. Everyone, please uncover. Pray. Almighty God, creator and sustainer of all life, we ask that your blessing may descend on us as we gather here in sacred space today. We thank you for the opportunity to assemble freedom to dedicate this monument to the honor of those service members from the greater Houston area who were killed in action in Vietnam. Holy Father, may we never forget those who made the supreme sacrifice so as to secure for our nation, for us, the blessings of life, liberty, and justice for all. May our observance this day and the days to come be a timely reminder that our freedom was purchased at a high cost, should not be taken for granted, and must never be forgotten. Bless the families and friends of those we honor today. Together may their sorrows be happy as we willingly carry this burden with them. Fill us with compassion and your grace. In your name we pray. Amen. With the Shanahan family singers, we're taking the place. For those of you that were here with us for the groundbreak will know that there will be no music. There will be no soloist performing the national anthem the way that they think it should sound like. We will all be singing the national anthem together with this family. Victor, if you would please come up and lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Group, attend, present, arm. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Order, arm. At this time, I'm going to bring up the Sky Pilot from the VFW Cootie National, which is a national chaplain for the nation, for that organization, to honor or society within the VFW, to do the missing man thing. Please be seated.
Đi đường kia.
Đường kia sao được đường đi
Thấy chưa? Dòng lên đây.
MIA Remembrance Table. It is set for one, symbolizing the fact that members of our armed forces are missing from our ranks. They are referred to as POWs and MIAs. We call them comrades. They are unable to be with their loved ones and families, so we join together to pay our humble tribute to them, bearing witness to their continued absence. The table is set for one. It is small, symbolizing the fertility of one prisoner alone against his or her oppression. The tablecloth is white, symbolic of purity, of their intentions to respond to their country's call to arms. The single red rose in the vase signifies the blood that many have shed in sacrifice to ensure freedom for our beloved United States of America. The rose also reminds us of the family and friends of our missing comrades who keep faith while awaiting their return. The yellow ribbon on the vase represents the yellow ribbons formed of the propels of thousands who demand an unfailing determination to a proper accounting for our comrades who are not with us today. The slice of lemon on the plate reminds us of their bitter fate. The salt sprinkled on the plate reminds us of the countless fallen tears of families as they wait. The glass is inverted. They cannot toast with us today. The chair is empty. They are not here. The candle is reminiscent of the light of hope, which lives in our hearts to illuminate our way home, their way home from their captors to open arms of their grateful nation.
Thank you, Alan, very much for that. There are two very important foundations that were critical to the success of the monetary. The Baroness Candy Cane Horn Foundation gave around $300,000 to make this happen. The Herstein Foundation, again, also pointing that way. And everyone else that I talked about earlier from the groundswell, particularly VFW Post 8790 and their auxiliary, really poured some cash in so we had the working capital we needed to get this thing going. But this time, Ben, if you could come up, Ben Gutierrez. So Ben is the El Presidente of the Vietnam Combat Veterans. Without him, this dream couldn't have been all pulled together. Myrna, are you here? At this time, I'd like to introduce the civilian aide to the Secretary of the Army, Ms. Myrna Trevino.
Thank you, Buddy. On behalf of the Secretary of the Army, I want to thank you all for preparing and thank you for your service. We really do appreciate it, especially for this nation and for our country. You were the mastermind for all of this, and on behalf of the Secretary of the Army, I would like to give you this award for excellence and for going above and beyond. and thank you for your service so much. Thank you.
Those of you that haven't met Ms. Myrna before, she is just a whirlwind of activity and capability throughout this neighborhood, representing the United States Army. Thank you. Did you want to say anything?
Just thanks for coming. And this is a dream. It finally happened. My bubble had burst. And we're here for the guys we couldn't bring home. Thank you.
We have some representatives here from the city of Houston. You have to talk this thing straight in. So, Councilmember thank you, Cisneros, and Robert, come up. My tongue tightness getting somewhere. I'm so sorry.
It's such an honor to be here, honoring the ones that did make it back home. So I'm really appreciative to Ben for reaching out to me several years ago, and I've been able to go to some of the events over the years and just see the tremendous support that there's been for this, the raising money for this, and to see, this is my first time to see it. It's beautiful. I've seen the little model. This is so much better. Doesn't it look wonderful? To make this happen. I wanted to, before we go on to the proclamation, I bought a book at one of the events that was a tribute to all the Vietnam veteran memorials across the nation. And there's some beautiful ones. And now we have another one to add to our national collection. It's a tremendous honor that we have that here in Houston, where we have such a vibrant community of veterans, and certainly, the city of Houston and Robert Dembo is our liaison for all that. And you brought the proclamation from the mayor.
Thanks. It's a great honor to be here. But before I read the proclamation, I need to talk about an incident that I had with Ben here. This was about 7 years ago, and I received a call from the security, and they were saying a gentleman out there wanted to talk to the mayor. And Mr. Jimbo, can you come out and talk to him? I said, no problem. This meeting, and one time, then I love you. One time, he invited me to a meeting, and they had sandwich. And he said, Mr. Dembo, I want you to be the first one in line to get the sandwich. So I got me 2 sandwiches. He said, get as many you want. I said, okay, I'll get 3 of them. So I bit into the first sandwich, and it had no meat in it. Just no meat. I said, Ben, come on. Man, come on. We gotta have some meat here. But anyway, I just want to share that. Proclamation. America is the land of freedom, preserved and protected relentless freedom by citizen soldiers. Millions have answered the call to arms and have served and sacrificed to preserve the freedom and value that America shares. We honor and salute as they provide for our common defense, as we recognize their sacrifice and their family for their selfless dedication. Vietnam Combat Veterans Association, and coordinated with other veteran service organizations, foundation, civic group, and private citizens to raise the necessary capital to build this monument to honor the service member who gave the last measure of devotion and they laid down their life in Vietnam. The city of Houston joined in recognizing these 544 service members who were killed in action in Vietnam and honor them for their service to our great nation and their family for their great loss of their loved one. The city of Houston recognized significant and lasting contribution of service members of our armed forces. We are continuing to defend our liberty, appreciate the courage and dedication, and proud to say, to commemorate this monument as a lasting testament to their life. I, Robert Dembo III, on behalf of Sylvester Turner, Mayor of the City of Houston, hereby proclaim November 10th, 2022, at Veteran Father Memorial Day. May God bless you. May God bless America.
Congratulations to all of you on Happy Veterans Day. But in that book I was telling you that I bought, one of the things in there that really struck me is there was a line that said, it's always a good day to thank a veteran. Every day is a good day to thank a veteran. So not just Veterans Day, every day.
Hey, people. When we started this, we had some obelisks made that I've worked with. I want to present these two obelisks. I'm presenting one to my general. And the other one to my brother.
I'll just say a couple of things. 50 years ago today, or was it 50 years ago yesterday? Maybe it's 50 years ago tomorrow. The date doesn't matter what day of the week it was. It's the fact that it was 50 years that had gone by without the making of this monument. This is what we owe these 544. They did the ultimate sacrifice. You know, we may not have known them all, but we do owe them all. Thank y'all for coming out.
Men and the boys, thank you. It's been a gift of love for me too. Thank you. Thank you for letting me be part of it. At this time, we'd like to have, be introducing, you'll see there's, in the programs, there's bios on everyone. There's one on Command Sergeant Major Juan Chavez. I won't go into the detail on him, but I will say this. There are people alive today from Desert Storm because of Command Sergeant Major Chavez's actions. And it's a wonder that he's still working among us today with some of the horrific deeds that he did. Not horrific, but horrific. That's not a word it should be. Juan was a Command Sergeant Major of the Tank Battalion I was in Desert Storm. Amazing man. An amazing man. Juan, come on up, brother.
Good morning.
Morning.
I was listening to the remarks being said by our honored guest and our friend Buddy, Brigadier General or General Buddy. And I was listening to the stories that some of the folks shared with me before we came up here to listen to what's being said here. And I prepared a speech. Listening to the stories and the comments that were being made earlier and the backgrounds of the people that are here compels me to modify that speech a lot and compels me to say to you that the honor that I feel and the privilege that I feel right now, being here with you, I haven't been here recently almost 14 years from Bryan College Station. But the honor that I feel and the privilege to be here with you in this moment as we unveil the monument that honors our fallen comrades of Vietnam. I can just tell you that your efforts are a testament of the things that you learned in the military, and also a testament of the effects that serving our great country has had on your family, because a lot of family members are here whose brothers and sisters and fathers and grandfathers served, but they're no longer here, but they're here nonetheless. In spirit, they're here being supported by their relatives. So I join you in that honor. A lot has been said already about our Vietnam, the contribution of our Vietnam veterans, and I'll be honest, I probably couldn't do justice in speaking the finest words that some of you have already expressed. And in fact, throughout our nation, today, tomorrow, and the next few days, there will be some real eloquent speakers talking about that. So what I thought about is what is it that I would like to share with this folks here today? Well, I don't want to downplay the importance of what we're doing here, but instead what I'd like to do in my presentation is I'd like to talk to you, the folks that are here, that are still carrying the torch, even as Ben said, or somebody who said recently, over 50 years ago, you made a promise. You made a promise not to forget. You made a promise to always remember those soldiers. And you fight, as the young man did when he went to the mayor by himself. I think it was you, Ben. And you said, I need to talk to somebody. Something's got to happen. So that kind of spirit is what I'm talking about today. That kind of spirit that says, no, we're not going to forget the value and the cost of this sacrifice of this men and women. So as we look at this monument back here behind us, and we see, I believe, 544 men. when we see the names of 544 men, I can only say that it's been a long time coming. But thanks to the efforts of folks like Ben and everybody that's here, that it has come to a culmination. And here we are, for all to see. In fact, I want everybody, I personally hope that everybody that passes by that street out there, or that has a chance to come here on any day, has the time to walk out there and look at those names and realize that they're not just names. They are a testament to the price, the heavy price that is paid for that thing we call freedom.
Thank you, Lord.
And the thing that we call rights here in this great country of ours. And yes, I want them to see that it's not, that freedom is not freedom. Sometimes the ultimate sacrifice. So, with that in mind, what I'd like to do is just kind of share a few moments with you. Doug was talking about my time in the military. I spent nearly 27 years in the Army. And during that time, obviously, even a dumb bell like me learns a few things. And so I want to share with you a couple of things that I believe within this remarks you will find some similarity to some experiences that you yourself had in the military and identified with. So, as my bio reads, I was born to a migrant family. We were 9 kids, and we traveled over the country following the cross. That's what we knew back then. From the Lone Rio Grande Valley, Mission, Texas, all the way up to Idaho, picking potatoes, and Colorado in between, and California, and you name it, we did it all. And then we found ourselves back over here. Schools for me were like five, 6 different schools throughout the year, and so that's just the way my life was. Picking cotton was probably the biggest highlight of my life in those days, and football. But back in 1968, I had shortly met my love, my sweetheart, and my life companion for 54 years. And shortly after we met, you guessed we got pregnant. I was 17 years old, and so was she 17 years old. We didn't know what we were going to do. And she just looked at me like, you're in charge. Oh my God. So I told you that I was a decent contractor, so I went to my foreman, Mr. Tomas, Senor Tomas, I remember him. And I talked to him and I said, kind of despondent, and I said, hey, I have a family, and there's a baby about to come by, and I don't know what to do. What advice can you give me to kind of better myself a little bit? And he looked at me with a very sincere look. I can still see him right now, Mr. Tomas. And he says, Johnny, you're possibly the best cotton picker I have. And he says, you know what? I suggest that you go buy a bigger sack so you can put more cotton into that bag. And I felt like, oh my God. So my shoulders went down and I felt like, oh my God, this is the best advice he's going to give me. Excuse me. So I decided to walk home and kind of think on that. And as I was walking down the streets of a little town called Ballinger, I noticed a sign on this big window that read, all medical bills paid for those that are qualified. And I thought, is God talking to me here? I need some help. And so like I walked in there, and you guessed it was a recruiting station. And I can still recall that recruiter look at me like he couldn't believe that I was walking in there on my own free will. Now you got to remember, this is 1968. Vietnam was going strong. Draft was in effect, and draft dodging was the norm for a lot of folks. They were running to Canada and different countries. Protest in America was rapid. But I was there and I was talking to him, and the only thing I could think of was medical benefits. I mean, delivering of a baby at that time was like $500. And to me, that might as well have been $5 million. So when the recruiter said, all you have to do is join, I said, where do I sign? And I did. Later on, I thought, maybe I should somehow figure out a way to save that money. but nonetheless, I joined the Army in 1968. I did not go to Vietnam, but I told you that I wanted to share with you some of my experiences. But the two things that I'd like to share with you are the many values that I learned in the military. Some, in fact, most of them are already part of my life as we grew up in a large family. We have to love each other because, I mean, 9 of us, can you imagine? You know, so loving a family and that family atmosphere like that was that big for me. So, here I am in the induction center the morning that I joined the Army. As I rounded the corner, go to the building, I see a line almost from here to the street. And there's police officers holding that line, left and right. And then there's a bunch of young men out there. And they're chanting, hell no, we won't go. Hell no, we won't go. And they turn around, they look at me, and they say, run, man, run. I'm like, original Forrest Gump character, right? I'm like, what's wrong with these people? You know, don't they know this America was supposed to go fight for it? No. So, but anyway, I joined. In the military, I found a family atmosphere that was similar to mine. We cared for each other in my house, and I found that in the military, soldiers cared for each other. Sergeants cared for their soldiers. Officers cared for their men. And that's the kind of family that I want to be part of. That's the kind of family that I joined. And I thank the good Lord, I thank God that He gave me the opportunity to do that. From being a migrant worker, becoming a young sergeant, platoon sergeant, first sergeant, and ultimately a command sergeant. And later on, gain some of those benefits, educational benefits, that allow you to graduate from what I consider to be the greatest educational institution in America, Texas A&M. And so, what I want to say to you here is, I said that I wanted to share two principles. One is love, the other one is loyalty. The fact that this monument stands back here is because of you. So today, I want to honor you. Today, I want to say, you did not fall. Thank God that you didn't. But you did not forget. And so I take my hat off to you. I respect you. By 19, I guess it was, I don't know, sometime when I was in Sergeant E5, I thought that I was God's gift to the Army back then. I mean, I was a strike trooper, looked good all the time. Saturdays were the time that we used for inspections. And if you did well, you got off. Some of you guys that are here remember those days. Saturdays were inspection days, and you tried to look good so you could go home early. So there I was, first squad leader. My platoon sergeant was in front of me. And all of a sudden I see the platoon sergeant shaking, like he was having some convulsions. And it was easy for me to make a remark to my squad. And I said, we've got an alcoholic for a platoon sergeant. No sooner did I say that, when I felt a paw, a huge hand, grab me from the back of my neck and pull me into the building. I mean, half dragging me and pushing me and kicking me. And he takes me in his office and he slams me. It was the biggest Puerto Rican first sergeant that I had ever met in my life. This guy, huge, sergeant, first sergeant Figueroa, had a real heavy accent. And I don't know the word that what he meant by the word, but he used the word called, or that he said was malafunca. I know it has a close relationship to other words that we've heard in the past. But malafunca stayed ingrained in my mind. But he slams me against the wall and he says, let me tell you something, you malafunca. You see that platoon sergeant out there? You know nothing but platoon sergeant. The platoon sergeant and I just came back from a tour in Vietnam. We had great losses in that tour. Your platoon sergeant is a Silver Star recipient. He was credited for saving over 20 lives. He says, yes, he has an alcohol problem now. But when he came back, he developed that. And that's the way he deals with his demons. But that guy out there loves you. You're his soldier, he's platoon, and he would give his life for you if the need ever came to that. And as he dismissed me, after many more malapunkas, as he dismissed me, he says, next time, don't let some alligator mouse make your behind something bad. I learned later on what that meant too. But what I learned that day from the first sergeant was that perceptions and first impressions are not necessarily what they are. You never know who you're dealing with. And instead, you should find the qualities, the special qualities that make that person special. And work within those qualities with each other. Buddy was talking about the sands of Iraq. To illustrate what I just said, we had a young soldier, Sergeant First Class, out there in Iraq. And Buddy, you remember him well. He was the epitome image of an Arnold Schwarzenegger. Big, huge guy. And fearless looking. Everybody thought he was a bad dude. Well, as we got the announcement to move across the line and prepare for top elevations, he powered out on us. He wouldn't go. And I looked at him and I talked about perceptions and I said, wow, that was a shock to me. In contrast, the next day when we're in actual engagements, we're in a battlefield, I looked over to my left and there's a young Hispanic guy, young soldier, and he's chewing tobacco. And he looks at me and says, hey, Sergeant Major. She throws tobacco down, he's got a 50 caliber and he's firing away. And I'm looking at him and he's got a big smile. And I'm looking at him and I'm saying, man, what a difference between the last guy that I saw yesterday and this guy. So perceptions and first impressions are not always what they seem. So, shortly thereafter, we got a call that came through the net, the command net. And the call was that we had a KIA and little urgents. Little urgents means 150, you know. And as a command sergeant major, I was a free agent. I had no commander except for my big boss, and he was engaged in that. But I had nobody to tell me to stay behind, go there, and what. So I was up there in front, again, like a big Forrest Gump. I was up there in front with the tanks engaged in a Humvee. And as I hear that call, I looked at my driver, and he must have thought I was crazy because I said, Aiken, turn the vehicle around, let's go get that track over there, medical track, we're gonna go get those guys. And he looked at me like, what? Serious? So we proceeded to go and get those wounded. As we were going through all this artillery and fire coming down on us and tanks firing and you name it, smoke, just real chaos, real horrible chaos. As we were going through all that, I remember seeing distinctly a Quad 50. Might have been a Quad 51, some of you guys may recall it. But they were firing. And I could see the guy cranking his plate so that he could track us and maybe hit us. And I was so scared because I knew that sooner or later he was going to catch us and line us up and fire us up. And so I took my 45 and I fired in his direction blindly. And all of a sudden, that Quad 50 exploded up in the air. And I thought, whoa, that's awesome, 45 caliber. But honestly, I think it was a tank round that got him. But I thank God as we got to the wounded, I thank God for his intervention. And I thank him for giving me the courage and intestinal fortitude to give like that. As I was in that moment that I remember that I was sure where the big medics were at. I'm talking about the doctors, and I'm talking about the hospitals and all that. We had moved on so much forward. And I was out there a little confused and not sure what I was going to do. And all of a sudden I hear again on the command net, still 7, it's still 4. And pardon me if I get a little emotional. The still 4 was my S4, my logistics man, my captain. The S4 was a gun corps. To me, it was like an angel calling amidst all this stuff. And I hear, I got a location set up ready for you to bring the wounded. And I said, thank God, thank God. So later on, after the whole battle was over and everything, I was asked, Sergeant Major, why were you up there in front with nothing but a Humvee and a 45? And I'm like, I don't know. Probably pretty dumb. But my answer to them, and it still remains right now, as it is with a lot of you soldiers, as a testament that you have this monitor behind you, is that you made a promise. You made a promise to those that you work with that you would not leave them behind. And if necessary, you would go out there and put your life in their defense. And that's my answer to them, was that I loved them and I was going to be loyal. Just like that platoon sergeant and first sergeant taught me a long time back then. So, here we are. We did not fall in battle then. And again, thanks that we did. And we don't forget those that did. But it is with the spirit of love, memories of those soldiers that you served with, that compels you to walk out to those highest office in the city of Houston and say, you gotta listen. And all of you that are here. And by the way, I want to recognize the folks that, not necessarily that part of this event, this war, we're all Americans. We're all made up of different coalition soldiers, Koreans, Vietnamese, Austrians, you name it. And I see a compliment of some of our Vietnamese soldiers here. And the fact that they're here means we should not forget them. So be proud that you had the opportunity to serve with them. Take the positive things that you learned from those young soldiers, non-commissioned officers and men. Continue to use those characteristics in your character. Embed them. If they haven't been embedded so much, embed them now. It's never too late. Add them to your character. That's what made me, and that's what I hope that I can for the better of my soldiers. And I think you also had the opportunity to learn that way as well. Thank you very much.
Just real quick, during this thing, I ended up, right after I retired from active duty, coming to Houston to help at the Astrodome with the Katrina evacuees, and ended up being in charge of housing operations and getting them settled and resettled. And I knew I needed somebody to help me the day the mayor and the county judge put me in charge. And so I talked to a company that would hire, and I said, I need you to call Juan Chavez, and I told him I need him here at 0600 in the morning. And he was there at 0600 in the morning. and did great things for the city, the county, and thank you, one. At this time, I would like to honor and bring up Commissioner Adrian Garcia, Precinct 2. You know, when we started this project, which was the City of Houston Park, and we worked with Councilmember Cisneros and the hierarchy, and then there's this arrangement after we got everything agreed to that Precinct 2 is now going to take over the operational control of this park. Normally you would think, man, another level of bureaucracy. But no, that's not the way I felt. Because I knew Adrian from working with the local council member and the sheriff, both helping put the World War II monument, which unfortunately has been defaced, but it's being fixed. In fact, the artist Rosa London's here, wave Rosa. Anyway, sir, thank you so much for your help.
Thank you, buddy. Let's give it up for buddy. I love me somebody. Don't we all? All right? And we're very grateful. Thank you for all that you've done. Chief Chavez, let's give it, where are you? Let's give it up for him again. And I tell you why you were there, and everybody was asking what you were doing there. You were leading from the front. Thank you. Thank you for your service. Thank you for your hearing. Councilmember, thank you for joining us. Thank you to all the city officials here. Before I make any remarks, I do want to make sure to recognize some very key folks that helped to facilitate this process. You see, when I understood what was happening here, and then you were working tirelessly to raise the money for this particular project, and once we understood what was afoot through Jose Jimenez, I wanted to make sure that all of the skids were greased as well as possible, buddy. And so I want to first thank, at that time he was my engineer, and now he's our engineer, the Harris County engineer, Dr. Milton Rahman. And the young lady who helped to make this work even better is this young lady over here, Gina Ford, architect over at the County Engineering Department. Thank you, Gina. And I also just want to thank the entire Precinct 2 engineering team. Byron's a veteran. Byron Acevedo, we call him Goose. It's an inside story, but he's more of a maverick these days than a goose. And then Tino Benavides, my chief engineer now. All of the Precinct 2 engineering department, thank you. Thank you for all that you've done to make this project take place. And to our Vietnam veterans, Ben, let me just say that I couldn't be more humbled and proud to see this monument be erected. For the way that this nation did not welcome you home. I want to make sure that this monument unequivocally expresses the fact that wherever you may be, Precinct 2 will always be your home. And we will always welcome you here. With open arms, with open hearts, with an immense gratitude for your service, for your bravery, for your sacrifices, for all that you did for us in a very, very difficult time in our country. But I also want to thank our guests here, members of the Vietnam Army and military. Let's give them a nice round of applause. they stood next to us and were as unrelenting as our folks were. And so we will always be grateful to you. But 500 veterans from the Houston area will be honored on this monument. As I mentioned, and as we know, Ben was the guy twisting the arms, tackling the people, getting everybody raised. But I want to again recognize Bobby Schlitzberger, his daughters, the family, the company. Let's stand, please stand, guys, and be recognized. Thank you, and thank you. Most of you have probably have heard my story and the story of the military. My sister married a first lieutenant, and I looked at his uniform. He looked a lot like Bobby, Buddy, and I said, man, I like that uniform. How do I get one of those? And so he quickly gave me some orientation and told me that you go and enlist, but make sure you know what your MOS is going to be. And so as I went through the process, and make sure your MOS is on your contract before you sign. And so I went through the process and got accepted for the Warrant Officer Flight Program. And then on the day that I was going to go and enlist, the phone rang as I was locking my door, and it was the Houston Police Department, Steve, that was calling to let me know that I had been accepted to the police academy. And as I listened to the conversation of you've been accepted, and then here I was dressed to go to the mall to go sign my contract, I called my father. I said, Dad, what do I do? And my dad, without missing a beat, said, if we're in war, you go. And I said, well, we're not in war, Dad. That's how close it got. Because that conversation, from the time I hung up with the recruiter to the time I called my dad and hung up with him, was probably a span of about 5 to 10 minutes. That's how close it got. And so I'm proud that I served in a uniform, but it's always been a life regret that I did not serve alongside you in the uniform of our nation's finest. And so through the opportunities that I've been blessed with, I try to make good to my commitment to this nation that's been so good to my family, and doing all that I can to always honor all of our veterans, all of our active veterans, all of our Gold Star families, is to ensure that, you know, movies sometimes have an impact on you. And Saving Private Ryan had an impact on me, especially that scene where Ryan is asking his wife to say, tell me I'm a good man. Tell me I've lived a good life. Tell me that I've done well. Because so many people died for him. And so with the opportunities that I've been blessed, it is with that kind of heart and spirit and mind that I do the work that I do. And I will never forget that first Veterans Day parade that I was in as a rookie council member. And I was, frankly, mad, because there was more parade than there were people. I came back and I yanked on Mayor White, and I said, Mayor, you need to put the full weight of, what part of your academy into next year's parade. People got to know it is their obligation to honor our veterans on Veterans Day. And buddy, you were an immense help to ensure that our city remembers that it has an obligation to our veterans. And so I am so proud of that. Now I'll close on a couple of points. I try not to be that preacher that writes a short sermon but forgets to stop. But I want to close on a couple of points. Number one is to say that the future of this park is just beginning. We have, through our master planning process, have a program of approximately $15 million that will come to this park. And for those of you who voted for the park bond, thank you. And that's where some of this money is going to be going. Secondly, I want to thank my team, and I do not see Cassie. Where is Cassie? Cassie, are you here? She's right around. How about Lorenzo? Where's Lorenzo? Lorenzo, give it up for these guys. They are the best veteran services office team in the entire state of Texas. Thank you. I mentioned yesterday at another event that they, in just 1 year, they have provided benefit services to over 1,100 veterans that have come through our office. Give them another round of applause. And the last point that I want to close on is that as much as this monument is to honor the past and to ensure that the phrase "you will never be forgotten" is not just something that we say. We also have to look to the future. And we also have to hold up and applaud and celebrate and embrace and nurture the future. And I was mentioned by this particular commander of this ROTC squadron that these two young folks right behind me, Eric Jimenez and Jasmine Nava. Oh, there she is. She took a break. And Eric is leading us to West Point. And Jasmine will follow him next year. Doesn't the future of our nation's military look good? We're excited. We're excited. Thank you. Thank you. I'm excited to inaugurate this monument. Again, thanking everyone for their contributions to seeing this happen. But all of the thanks and respect and honor goes to all of our Vietnam veterans who served, made it back. And I saw my friend Ben Reyes somewhere around here. He's a former city council member, but my friend, because I remember reading an article as a young kid as they were talking about Ben Reyes, and the way they described him made me understand the Vietnam War, even at a younger age, even better. The wording was something like, Ben Reyes came home from Vietnam angry because of the lack of a welcome. Not so much for him, but for his family. Let's just say again, you're always honored, you'll always be respected. Forgive those who did not know better. But here, this monument will celebrate your contributions to our nation and always reflect and honor your sacrifices.
God bless you. God bless America. I got one more piece of business, and that is Ben. Come on up, buddy. Buddy, I want you to stand over here as well. Ben, I'm getting it. This is a proclamation simply to honor not only Ben Gutierrez, but also to honor the Vietnam Combat Veterans Association for all of their work, their tenacity in seeing this monument become a reality. Congratulations, Ben. Thank you for all you've done.
Thank you so much, sir, for everything that you do. Yeah, I know I do. Trying to push things along some, but we could not have developed a wonderful relationship during this project with the Vietnamese community without an important conduit. And at the time, I'd like Dr. Paul Wynn to please come up. Did I lose him? Dr. Owen? Paul Wynn? All right. You know, I have worked hard to get rid of my Texas drawl.
Thank you so much. Thank you. It's this beautiful, precious time here. I was honored to have a few words here. I'm just a little brother to Vietnam veterans. And a few years ago, my one of my Vietnam Combat Veteran Association came to me at the air show, and he introduced himself and he asked me if I would be a part of this project. I said, I'm nobody here, but I do what I could to be part of it and be proud of it and be honored to be part of it. And thank you very much to Vietnam Combat Veterans Association. But I have few things to say about Vietnam veterans. My Vietnam veterans, I saw you there. I saw you in my village, scouting and fighting the enemy. I saw you protecting my village and making me and other children laugh. I saw you helping the sick and the injured enemy people. You are our angel. You are our angel. United States military have never lost a major battle during the Vietnam War. The United States military left Vietnam on the order of its politicians. And I was one of million Vietnamese left behind after the fall Saigon. But I saw Vietnam veterans. The images of our Vietnam veterans are always in my mind. After lived with the brutal regime, I escaped with 11 attempts and trying to follow the footsteps of what our Vietnam veterans have been fighting for. Freedom. Thank you. Thank you, brother. Brother Dave came to me, and I was part of this project, and we went around and tried to promote the world of this project. We are hand in hand. Before then, before 75, the U.S. military
was side by side with South Vietnamese officers. They stood up together. When I was with the Vietnam Combat Veteran Association, I would thought of that. It was so beautiful and meaningful. And he was leading me like a little brother. Here we go. We're trying to do something meaningful to honor, respect, and thank you for freedom. Ladies and gentlemen, please, today, we here, we also have the Vietnamese community with us all. And we will hope see the endeavor of two communities, Vietnamese American community and Vietnam veteran community all together. We can promote more meaningful, and we will tell them that what is the sacred meaning of freedom. We have 544 names on this wall today. But this representing more than 58,000 names on the sacred wall in Washington, D.C. Yes. And thank you for freedom. And my Vietnam veterans, welcome home. Welcome home.
Glad to have you. My American. We'll do a couple of quick thank you for our Sam Houston High School Junior ROTC program. Thank you for helping out. We always that flag down. There wasn't a moment of hesitation. Just so you know, I myself start Milby as a mighty Milby Mustang. My mom went to Milby too. It's been a gift of love. It's been an honor to work with this group to get this done. And I'm so glad that they asked me. I'm going to change the menu up just a little bit here, and Chaplain, if you will give us a benediction, then I'll close and we'll do the conference.
And we bow together for our prayer. Our gracious and almighty God, as we close this special dedication and sacred time, remembering our fallen warriors in Vietnam, we pray for those who remember and grieve and face every day with a strong sense of loss. We know that grief is the price of love. So we pray, Father, that you grant healing of memories for those who lit candles in cathedrals seemingly in vain, who tied yellow ribbons on trees and posts that their loved ones never saw, who wept as wounded ones when their worst fears were realized. Oh, Father, would you grant healing and hope for future reunion? Finally, dear Lord, grant eternal rest for all those whose names were inscribed here, and for those you have called to yourself since the war ended. And let us not forget those who never returned. And Father, may we ourselves, each of us, be found faithful to the calling granted to us, is our prayer in your name. Amen.
Thank you so much, Chaplain. It's very meaningful. You know, just want to thank you, Juan, for coming back down. We were going to lunch one day with some reporters, and one of them said, "Hey, I'd like to tell you about how I demonstrated against the Vietnam War." And Juan looked at her just as politely as could be. He goes, you and I can have that conversation, but we'll never be friends again. Thank you for being here. Color guard, prepare to present taps and rifle volley. Shortly after I retired from the Army, the Congress redid the flag law so retired officers could salute the flag. And we were like, well, what about the rest of us? You serve for one day, you're a vet. The next year they changed it so we all salute. So remember that not only Congress does it, but you know to do it in your heart. So, veterans, attention, present, color. Order, on. This brings to a close the ceremony. Thank you again to all for being here. Please spend as long as you want out here at the monument. So, thank you for all this work. Hold on.
I'd like to thank everybody who showed up on here today, but mostly the ones from my guys, from the BCBA. They've been with me 2013, but now we did a great job, guys. Couldn't have done it without y'all.
If we can have everybody who is up at the podium today and all of the Vietnam veterans, please come forward for the ribbon cutting.
Sure. Can I take with you?
Yeah. Nice to see you. Oh, hey, nice to see you. Yeah, I saw you earlier. And yeah, he was on the other side. See you there.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for doing that. I knew there was a reason.
Right. Just a fulfillment. Yeah. Right. Okay. Let me take my guy.
Oh, you did good. Okay, yeah.
Right.
I was trying to figure out who they were.
Chị đi làm, chị đi khẩn. Nãy Quốc Anh với chị bàn tính con cái cứ lại liền. Tại vì em là ngày mai gặp ông commissioner là cái này cái thông cuối của ảnh. Không nghĩa là như vậy. Không Quốc Anh không tới được nhưng mà chị trước khi mà cái election chị nói chuyện với ổng rồi, chị muốn một miếng đất để cho xong rồi chị định là bây giờ Quốc Anh mới dạy chị là cái phần Vietnamese Community Development Center mà mình đi trễ. Chị em mình tại đi trễ mặt
biết rồi. Ba chị em mình. Em đang trực tiếp 2 channel. Nè, trời, nguyên một tràng cờ đẹp không? Đứng vô. Đó, nè anh về trước hả? Không đi ăn hả? Chị hả? Ủa? Dạ. Em đang bận ở buổi lễ rồi, có gì chút nữa ra em gọi lại nha. You want to come in? You want to come in? We together.
Yes.
Nè, mấy chị, lớp kênh nha.
Thank you. Appreciate it, brother.
Nice to meet you.
Let's get you a director.
Bây giờ mình cứ bóp nó quýt tiêu cũng lại.
Thank you.
Không biết hy sinh cả.
Okay, one more time. Come on, man. Okay.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Great call. You always do wonderful.
Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. Come on. 1, 2, 3.
All right, take care. God bless you. All right, Audrey.
Hey, you celebrating birthday today?
Yeah.
All right.
You gonna take it easy?
I am.
That's a shame. Why did they wait so long before you said about the morning? Yes, sir.
Oh. Dạ, chị về trước này. Dạ, bye chị.
All you gotta do is look for Slag. If you walk straight, that's where he's at.
Okay. Well, I will meet him over there. Thank you.
You going to the 4th floor?
Ô, mình ra đây. Oh yeah. Ôi sao cách trễ quá ha. Đâu có chụp hình together, cắt luôn á hả? Lẹ ha. Ô, mình ra sớm được rồi, mình đã hơi trễ.
Ra mình chụp hình với người ta chứ người ta đâu có người chụp buổi. Trời ơi, Khanh nó mất tình cảm, nó cái bốt nó bắt tôi sách nó hoài. Leo nãy giờ.
That guy Right. Yeah, I gotta get 3.
Hey, you want some from me real quick?
Good to see you. Special Forces. I like your Special Forces flash.
Thank you.
Very good. Thank you for your service. What is this?
For Vietnam community.
Community.
I'm the next generation.
Your next generation. Great. You look beautiful and you represent it well.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Mấy chị Quế La đâu rồi? Cô Quế La đâu rồi?
Không biết nữa. Chị Quế La hình như chị về rồi. Nói chị đi về á.
There you go.
One more. There we go.
Oh, yes, yes.
I hear.
With this beautiful lady next to you. Yeah, I got it right here.
I need one more right here. Right here.
Ready?
Give him a rubber.
La pintura es cierta, esa ya con el
Just go right on. You have to take your spot. In the background with the cloud?
Don't tip me. Bye. Your way over there. Oh yeah, there you go. That's easy. Yes.
Yeah. You got that on your resume. This is my brother-in-law.
My dad. Yeah, he died. I'd check Alan Perkins. This is my baby brother. Yeah. He served in the 86. Hey, Rocket Lamar.
Most of my family have a rocket.
Thank you.
Well, today is an opportunity This was one of the reasons why I
All right, great seeing you again. Thank you so much. You're welcome.
Where is?
Oh, yeah. Right there.
Kéo cái cây tới không hồi mất tiêu luôn á.
Đúng rồi.
Bởi vậy.
Đây này, nhờ mấy ông lên đây nè.
Nhờ đi, chị nói đi.
Đó, mấy ông.
Em đi kiếm cái tên của em đâu không biết nữa.
Tên của em nằm đâu?
Tại vì em có trong đây mà.
Vậy hả?
Hả? Em có cái tên trong đây. Em có cái tên em trong đây mà không biết nó nằm đâu nữa.
Tên để mà ấy hả?
Ha, tên trong cái bảng này nè. ABC,
Chị. Cái này nó bé. Này họ làm từ hồi bao giờ vậy?
Con nãy con có rồi. Thầy có chưa? Đúng rồi, chụp cái bản đồ Việt Nam.
Thanks a lot. Thank you for the basket. What if you put it this way? What's your name?
I don't know. He's gonna drop me off. Hey, oh.
Watch.
có con em ở đây nữa mà em biết ngoài đó trong đây nè có bị kiếm đi. Thế hả? That's my day. Oh, the sun. Yeah. Coi chú Lê á, nói em ở trên đây nè, mày tới mày kiếm thì mày chưa thấy. Nhớ không?
I remember the old police.
Lấy cái áo dài che lên cái quần đỏ, đưa lên, đưa xuống một bước nữa cho mới thấy. Để lại cho nó đẹp. Áo dài che cái đùi đi, đó, vậy đó phủ xuống. Giống vậy nè. Rồi nó lấy nguyên gốc rồi phải thấy.
Yeah, they all the
Occasion.
Thank you.
Sao nóng giọt vậy? Ông kia bị gì sao nóng giọt vậy? I'm doing well. Ủa đang bị gì hết thôi?
Đây.
Marine Corps League attachments. I served in the Marine Corps from 1977 to 1983. I live here in Houston. Do you live here or are you visiting? Okay.
Okay.
Huh? Yeah, I saw you over here with him, and I was like, wait a minute, he was just.
Yeah, he started feeling bad, and I got people to help me. He's back.
Take a look. Okay. Take a look. That feels good.
Ủa mấy tỷ đâu tỷ?
Take some water. So what do you think would be like him? No, I got I brought my own ice water. A Yeti and a...
Excuse me, gentlemen. Excuse me, gentlemen.
They're good.
Can you get the gas? Thank you. Thank you. Good.
I see your name is here.
Good.
Want the monument.
Ok anh chị, vậy thôi nha. Mình xin chào tạm bye. I love you all.